Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is probably the perfect type of guy to have on the podcast. He's from the Southwest Florida area, just like I am. Actually, saw him play in high school. JUCO roots, just like myself. You see the FSW jersey behind me. And now he's going off to the Division I level, going to be playing for the New Orleans Privateers, who, if anybody knows the podcast, you know I've had quite a few Privateers on this podcast, and he is going to be one of the best ones yet. Ladies and gentlemen, 6'5" guard from the South Plains Texans heading to New Orleans, Yohandry Ortiz. What's going on, yo?
Man, what's up, man? How y'all doing? Yohandry Ortiz here, former JUCO player. I did 2 years of JUCO. Now making the jump to Division One. Really excited to, keep making a name for myself and and the people around me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. An underrated player coming out of the high school ranks, and you ended up proving yourself time and time again, no matter where you ended up going. And I mean, the journey already just 2 years in has been quite insane for you, quite the accolades, quite the accomplishments that you've been able to get. And I want fans, viewers that are just now getting to learn your name, see your face for the first time, to get to learn about some of these accolades in a segment that I like to call Resume Rundown, where I'm going to show off what you do best by doing what I do best, and that's making some graphics. And this one right here, showing off the fact that, I mean, you started off your career at Miles College and you averaged 24 points per game right off rip. You were a first team all conference guy. You were named to the Fab 50 freshman list by JUCOrecruiting.com. And this past season, you were in the top 20 all season long in their rankings. You ended up finishing off at number 18 on their final poll list out of the top players in the country. So obviously a whole lot of offers that you were getting. You were named, you got invited to the JUCO All-American Showcase this past summer in 2025. And this past year led South Plains to the NJCAA National Tournament in 2026. And obviously, you chose New Orleans to continue your career over a multitude of offers that we'll talk about here later on. But I got to ask you real quick, coming off of this freshman year where you averaged 24 points per game, you were the main guy, the guy, one of the top guys in that conference, and you enter the portal, you go to another one of the top programs in all of JUCO. South Plains is no joke. I mean, your guys' arena is incredible, but the program overall has produced some incredible players. Talk to me real quick about having that dominant freshman year and then coming to join this program that is known for their success, and how you would say you really fit in with them.
I would say like my freshman year at Miles, like it was really tough, but it really like it was a really important year for my development part. Like just working on my game and just having the freedom to shoot whatever shot I wanted to shoot. So we had some ups and downs as a team, but scoring 24 points a game taught me how to be aggressive, and even when things weren't going well, I learned how to stay confident through adversity, take responsibility. Majority of the time, also carrying a lot of load of the offense. You have to also be a leader on the locker room, practice, encourage guys, always making sure like hey, if your team is not performing to the best ability, you got to be a leader and always bring positivity around them. And I would say, just staying locked in defensively as a leader, even if the court, even if my shot wasn't falling, the mental toughness, the work ethic carried straight over to South Plains. Everything that I did as Miles, and all the things that I worked on at Miles, outside of basketball, it helped me to translate to South Plains. So it helped me buy into the team concept faster, and it helped me also handle the bigger stage in the national tournament run.
Absolutely. And you just mentioned it right there. Obviously, helped this team to a national tournament, which they're no strangers to. They make it all the time because of the pedigree that they have. And you were able to come in, average double figures, blended into their system right away. How would you say they were able to utilize your skill set effectively to where you were able to go off, produce not just at the highest level that you could, but also help this team overall produce at the highest level that they could?
So my coach there, his name is Cinco Boone. A lot of people know him because he used to coach at Angelo State with Chris Beer for a long time. He was a Division I assistant for a long time as well, and he came over to our plans, and his play style was our play style was very like, like running transition, very up tempo, just getting down and run, getting down and run. So I think it was a positionless, system, that really plays to my strengths. Coach gave me a lot of freedom to attack off the dribble and make plays for others. So like, if I came up with pick and roll, or I came, getting downhill, I always had shooters that I could pass the ball to, and they will knock it down at good percentages. So, definitely just, shooting rhythm. We play with great pace and spacing, which open up a lot of drives and, and kick out threes, and everybody bought into playing hard on both ends of on that system that Coach Cinco had us playing. So, sharing the ball. That's why we also have many guys scoring double figures. We have a bunch of dudes on our team from the 1 to the through the 5 that can get buckets at any time. So just being able to know, oh, I can get a bucket anytime, but a lot of us can't. So being able to sacrifice your personal goals for the team goal. So
Absolutely. And you just mentioned right there, you had a lot of guys that average double figures, yourself included. You yourself averaged 10.7 points per game, 2.1 rebounds, shot over 37% from beyond the arc. And you were one of 6 guys that averaged double figures for this team that averaged 84 points per game. You guys were, I believe, top 25 in the country when it came to points per game, which, out of all the JUCOs, it's still really high up there. I mean, talk to me real quick about this team overall. I mean, you guys had so many dynamic scorers where if one guy had a weakness, 3 other guys could make up for that weakness with their strength. So, how would you say this offense was so well distributed to where you could all seem to flourish?
I mean, I would say, like I said before, man, you're sacrificing. Just putting the team over yourself, putting your goals aside and just doing it for the better of the team. So I would think, I would say a lot of us sacrifice, our personal goals and just, I'll be honest, it's a lot of us that could have went for 20 every game, but also, that's not the end goal of the team. So it was more about just like, playing together, just being there for each other, and at the same time though, like we always knew, like even at the end of the game, if we needed a big shot, any of us can take the shot. So, that way for sure.
Hey, if you need somebody to take a big shot and you got that many options, obviously that helps right there. And you yourself,
That's
I mean, you took some big shots all throughout this season. I mean, you ended up, let me see here, going against Otero, first game of the season, 28 points and 3 rebounds. Going against Dallas North Lake, you had 25 points and 5 rebounds. And then Midland, you put up a 30 ball against them, had 6 rebounds there as well. And I mean, all throughout the season, some insane highlights, big time moments. And I want to talk about a few of them specifically in a segment that I like to call Make That Play, where I went through Synergy, I went through the film, and I put together a list of what I feel like were your top 3 plays from this past season. But obviously, I'm just fan stands. You're the one on the court doing what you do best. So, what would you say was your best play from this past season?
Oh, that's hard, bro. That's hard. That's a hard one. I'll be honest. So the game against Frank Phillips, I got a pass from the corner, and I was on the wing, and I took one dribble, and I shot the ball and made it a 3. So I would think that play, because we was down by like, I think it was down by like 2, and I made that shot and then put us up, and I think that was one of the biggest plays. And I think also another play was we was playing at Salt Lake, and we was down by 5 points, and I came in the game. I was on the bench. I came in the game, and it was 5 minutes to go. I scored 9 points within the 5 minutes to win us the game. So I think that whole rundown right there, I hit a corner 3, had a tough, didn't even look at the rim, had a tough finish of the glass going downhill,
Mhm.
got a couple N1s, and it gave us the W. So I think that was the best moment of the season for me. And also another moment is the season as well. I played 6 minutes one game, only 6 minutes, and I scored 16 points in that game on the perfect shooting night. So that was impressive to me. Doing
Oh,
that in 6 minutes, it was impressive to me. And a lot of
yeah.
people caught eyes, and a lot of people was calling the phone.
Oh yeah, you were definitely on fire all throughout the season. Had a whole lot of people hitting you up, offering you to be a part of their program, like you just said there. And I mean,
Like
those
I
are
said,
great
man,
plays.
like I said before too as well. It's also having dudes around you that just give you a lot of confidence. Having teammates that just believe in you because they see you work and they practice with you every day. And I think that was one of the most things that I like the most about South Plains, because I was playing with dogs every day, and we respected each other and we went about our business. But at the same time, though, we had we supported each other a lot, and I think that's a big part of the game nowadays. Like a lot of people don't play with confidence, so I think confidence is a huge thing, and my team has helped me get that.
Yeah, and you had the confidence to make a whole lot more shots than just the ones that you mentioned. And I'm going to mention a few right here. And I'm going to start off against Western Texas. This is number 3 on my list, a spin move and one where you caught it in transition going down the left side of the court and you hit a nice killer spin move, all just with the flow of the motion. And through contact, you were able to get that shot up and in, draw the foul, go to the free throw line for the and one there. At number 2, going against Dallas North Lake, you had a Euro step into a made layup through a triple team. You had 3 guys surrounding you. Yeah, that one right there. I mean, caught it at the 3-point line, uh, out there kind of at the corner, drove baseline, and Euro step past the first defender. He's on one hip, 2 other guys crash in, and you still managed to go up and make a layup there through 3 different guys. That's number 2. Number 1 was just showing off the athleticism and the patience that you had as a player going against Frank Phillips, where you caught the ball at half court, drove down, hit a spin move. Once again, just a flow of the motion. That spin move you had all season long whenever you needed it. And you ended up getting the first defender to jump, the other one came in, and you just had the patience knowing when to go up to make that shot, showing that IQ of a high level player, of a Division 1 level player that obviously you now are going to be next year. And I mean, those are 3 of obviously a whole lot of plays. You mentioned a bunch right there as well. And overall this season, you guys just seem to always be able to fight against anyone that came in your way. You never really put losses together. You always put wins together. I believe only 2 times on the season you guys had 2 losses, but you guys had multiple 4-game win streaks, had a 6-game win streak at one point, ended up going 24-8 overall on the season, 12-4 in conference action. That Otero game to open up the season, 86-66 win there, going against Dallas North Lake, 88-71. And then that Salt Lake game that you mentioned, I mean, they're one of the top teams in the country every year, just like South Plains. You guys beat them 81-74. And I mean, you guys got off on a really strong start to the season. I mean, a hot streak. You yourself open up the game, open up the season against Otero with 28 points. And a little while later, you have another, 20 ball game and here and there, scoring double figures. You guys are getting a whole bunch of wins. Talk to me real quick about the hot start that you guys had as a team and for yourself individually to where that could carry on the rest of the season.
So I would say early in the season, man, we had a stretch where where we were dropping big scoring games. Like I remember, I think the second game of the year against Trinidad State, we scored like 100 and something. So I would say like scoring game, high scoring games against some really good teams. Personally, I felt confident and was able to get in the paint and knock down shot as a team. And we were playing with great energy and chemistry right away. Those early win against a tough competition gave us belief and set the tone for the whole year. So it set the tone for the whole year because I remember when the first game and we had our W and we came in that locker room, and then the second day, we just carried it over and scored like 130 almost. It really showed us that if we play our style and play together, we could beat anybody in the country.
Obviously, beat Salt Lake, beat a very tough team there. New Mexico, you guys played them twice on the season. Obviously, one of the top teams there. Midland, very tough competition. And obviously, making it to the national tournament, that takes a whole lot of wins, a whole lot of guts, a whole lot of perseverance. And you guys were able to do that. And you guys were able to just have another incredible season for this program. You yourself, another incredible season to your resume to where you were getting all of these offers. Obviously, you committed and signed with New Orleans, but you also had offers from USF, UMass, San Jose State, Cal State Fullerton, FAU, NC State, which had interest in you as well. I mean, absolutely incredible, all the offers that you were able to get, but you ended up choosing the Privateers to continue your career at the Lakefront. Talk to me real quick about your decision to go to New Orleans. What made you decide to sign with them, and how do you feel like you're going to really be able to blend into their system next year?
Man, I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm really excited about New Orleans because I love the direction the program is heading. I just love what they're about. I see a great fit. We and up also, we want to press, we want to play fast, we want to, any of the guards. We play three guards, so any of the guards can get the rebound and initiate the fast break. So we want to play fast, off tempo, which aligns with what I do on the court. So it matches how I like to get up and down the court and attack the coach. And I think the coaching staff, they have shown a lot of belief in me. So I will say this for a lot of players as well. Man, you got to go somewhere where they need you. Like, it's one thing about being wanted, and it's one thing about being needed. And that's what I feel with the privateers, man. They have incredible plans for me, and they believe in me. And I feel like I came in, and I feel like I can come in right away and be a contributor day one. So that's why I chose them right away. And also, continue to develop my game as well at the biggest stage, at the biggest level. Like, we play Kansas first game of the year to open up at Kansas. So, that's big time. And also, the city, man, the culture around the program, and just really, really just, it excited me because, like, 16 NBA players came through New Orleans. So, it's history there. They have won in the past a lot of games. They have a winning culture. This past couple years they haven't. So I'm trying to really come in, man, and with the help of my team and my coaches, and change it around and really, make it run. The Southland is a very competitive conference. We're gonna have to be competitive as well. But I think we have a chance, and having a guard like myself that can score like I score, and works like I work. I think we have a really good chance to, make some noise this year coming up. So I'm really excited about that.
Absolutely. I mean, they've had some great guards come through that program. Derek St. Hilaire, who I've had on the podcast, he was with the South Bay Lakers in the G League for a little while. Troy Green was with the Birmingham Squadron in the G League. Damian Rosser, who's a good friend of mine, I'm looking to get him on. He's in the pros right now. So they send people to the pros, whether it's G League overseas, and hopefully soon with you continuing to develop, hopefully you make your way to the NBA ranks, continue to join that list of elite players from the Privateers program. And obviously, you've been able to play alongside a lot of great talent. You're going to continue to play along great talent. And I want to give you a chance to shout out some of this great talent to where they can hop on the podcast just like you're doing now and talk about their stories, their careers. So, who would you say is next up on the Some Sports podcast?
Man, I would say you gotta get my dude, Isaac Tabares. Isaac Tabares, he's from the Dominican Republic as well. He played outside plans as well before I did. Similar play style. He doesn't shoot the three ball like I do, but gets downhill like I do. Play outside the miss. Just average 15 point something and 7 rebounds a game. So I think that's a dude that you can really also, that a lot of people not that don't know about, but it's making a lot of noise. He's making a lot of noise, but a lot of people don't know about him. So I would definitely give a shout out to Isaac Tabares. I think he's next up for sure.
Hey, there you go. That's a great name for who's up next right there. Definitely got to get these guys on like yourself that have an incredible story to where people deserve to hear their names, to hear guys like yourself, Yohandry Ortiz. That name is going to be known, especially in the Southland Conference next year with all the scoring you're going to be doing. And we know that you're this elite level scorer. We know you're able to knock down the three ball, get downhill, hit a killer spin move whenever you want. And by the way, I don't think I've ever seen a player get more shots goaltended than you have. I mean, you had so many shots getting goaltended. You know how to draw defenders in. It
I don't
seems
dunk
like.
a lot, but I don't get blocked.
Yeah, I mean, you are very efficient for sure, but where do you feel like you do need to improve this offseason going into next year to where you can go into the New Orleans system, be an all-conference player right away and help lead them to March Madness?
I think definitely just being a leader, man. I think the basketball part is taken care of, man. I think basketball is something. If I'm a type of dude. I'm a worker, man. So I work on my game too a lot, a lot. People sometimes be like, bro, you got to take a break, and I do work on my game a lot. So I definitely want to just come in there with the right mindset, bro, and just have the right mindset when things don't go right. Be that dude that my teammates can count on when things not going right, and also be that dude that coaches trust. If we in the locker room, whatever happened, I'm gonna be able to manage the situation and be a leader, and also be a leader in the way that people follow me, but also be a dude that makes everybody around me better. I feel like if I do work on that type of stuff and just make people around me better and make it about we in the program, I think we really going to succeed. So that's a mindset. And that's my mindset right now. Just coming in there, doing it's like, okay, that's my first year of D1 basketball, but it's like I've been there before. I'm supposed to, like, I tell myself, like, you've been there before, you already been here. So It's more like, hey, come in, do what you do already, but also just be also that dude that, hey, he comes to practice with a great attitude. He's a great teammate. He's a great dude to the community, and just being able to be great around people. Because I feel like if you have a community that supports the team and shows love, and you got great dudes on the team that the community loves, we're gonna win a lot of games. Because we want the stand fill up. We want people to come to the game. So, and that will be something this year that I want to chance for the Privateers. Just being able to get more people to come to the games, being able to just bring back life to the city like it was years ago.
Hey, there you
So
go, man. It has been quite some time since they've made the tournament. They've had some great years here and there, but just couldn't get over the hump. But now adding in a great scoring guard like yourself and bringing in the class that they're bringing in overall to help you out, and even the guys that they're returning for the program that were able to get a year under their belts in the system. No doubt in my mind, the future is bright for not only the New Orleans Privateers, but also for yourself. Cannot wait to see what you do. Like I said before when I introduced you, man, I've seen you play since high school, been keeping track of your career, and the future is bright for you, man. Definitely cannot wait to see what you end up doing in the 26-27 season. You already know I'm going to be tuned in, supporting, watching your games, and hopefully seeing you go off, win all conference player of the year, and obviously, like we said, make it to
that's
March
the goal.
Madness, man.
That's
So
the
thank
goal.
you so much for hopping on the podcast for a
Nah,
fantastic interview.
I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate everybody that gonna watch this.